1997, we made this track at Oak Grove Assembly, and it's ran thousands of cars up and down it. And this is kind of a tribute to some very special people in my life that worked, hard on this stuff and really just did an outstanding job. Anyway, this is my dad's name, and he's passed on into glory. And I inherited this track back last year after making it, 1997. So here it is, 2025. So that's close to 28 years ago that we made this track. And I made it out of oak and poplar. And, it's been used a bunch. Like I said, it made almost every derby race that we made for years. And it's 8 foot long, which is that's a burden, because trying to get in and out, it's a struggle, especially with me being 67. It's a struggle. But I was thinking about cutting this thing down, making it a 3-lane track, cutting it down, to 7 foot lengths, so that it wasn't so long and so heavy. Getting it in and out of my shed is a struggle because of the height. And anyway, but it's solid oak. I mean, it's the top is melamine, which is, just a cheapo melamine, and it's got some broken stuff on the sides of it, like right here. And that's the sad thing of it, is it gets banged around and that. But we did lose a switch on it here that that got damaged, so that would need to be pocketed down in there to get that fixed. But hey, the thing, it worked good. I had, the rubbers coming off of this. These are some modifications I didn't do. They were done by some other people. And, but the rubbers always constantly stuck out. And the thing's old enough that, that had the old metal flippers on it. And there's the old part of it. But that's the inline, finish line, and that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's been through the years, and it has been definitely giving us a great racing time. Now, this thing ran perfectly last year. This year, no. This year was dead. It wouldn't keep track of any times. So I got to looking at it, and after we got done working on it, found out that this blue wire, which is a common wire, and that little common wire had popped out of that little plug on the far right, the little blue wire, and so this thing was not keeping track of any times. So I was like, are you kidding me? So I'm going to verify today that the track is back up and working, and because that's what it was. That was out and coming out. So, and then this Ethernet cord is just a standard Ethernet cord, where the new Supertimers use a specialized Ethernet cord. It's not regular wired like Ethernet. I don't know why they did that. They should not have done that. They should have just went with a straight. But the thing gets banged around. Different things. I made this a long time ago just to protect the electronics there. But anyway, I'm going to be working on that track this week, and going in and doing a little sanding on it, cleaning it up. These screws in here that are sticking out here, I'm going to put a piece of 3/4 inch underneath in here to just to keep the screws from being, unprotected there. So I'll do that, and I'll take each track segment, and I may even paint the lanes on it. And this little guy right here is the end section, this is the template for the race, and I made this thing where you can pull this out, and then it plugs in with a cord. So, but that's always been pretty dependable. You just plug it in and go, and these switches are in there in a silicone hole in it, so you can actually take things apart and repair it if you need to. And the hasp are cheap old brass hasps, and they're all corroded, so it needs a little facelift, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I've decided that I'm going to keep it at original. I'm just going to fill in some of the stuff that's broke, put some protectors on the edges of it so that when it gets banged around, that it doesn't, you know, that we don't break the melamine on it. So, you know, there's just chips all the way up and down all the sides from it. And I'll get some epoxy and fill in on the epoxy parts and, you know, do some fixing on it. So this right here looks like it's had a little something done to it. But overall, I mean, after almost nearly 30 years, things held up. And since all of these folks have spent their time to put it, it's kind of a memorial for that, and I'm going to keep it that way. So there we go. Alright, I'm going to verify the setup. I got my flippers here, software, got my start gate switch here, and USB serial connections all set up there. We're going to re-race, and we're going to run these. Create race order. There's our cars running. We got 6 cars running. Click run heat.
Ready.
And this is giving us the ready light there for running. So all I need to do is drop the gate, and it is going to take the time. So I'll drop the gate. Hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Winner. Lane 1. Second. Lane 2. Third. Lane 3. Fourth. Lane 4. Fifth. Lane 5. Sixth. Lane 6.
Alright. So everything's up and running. Again, the problem was in there. And I'm going to fix these cords so they're attached here so they don't pull on that. I'll put that back together and get that thing together so the track's 100% again. And then this is just my testing. I mounted that to that cord, and so that will stay with that. And yeah, there we go. Alright, I went down through the other 2 tracks and I put in seated boards in where all them screws are coming through as just a backup to capture the ends of the screws. And these just have smaller screws coming through them, or they've been ground off, I'm not sure. These back here on this side, they've got all of them in there on the back sides there. You can see all the way down through there. So I think there's like 6 spots in there. So I've been going down there and putting one of these cedar boards that are ripped from a vertical deck board, and they're just capturing the end of those and giving them screws something to bite onto. So they'll have oak on the top side, and this will be on the bottom side. So anyway, that's not adding too much weight, but it's working out good. And I redid the end section, re-glued all of the rubber on it, and reattached all of the lanes that were falling off of it. And I'm getting it where it's solid, and everything's solid, everything's working. And then I'll come back in a little bit later on, and I'm going to finish it and clean up these edges. I'll make some trim to cover up those edges on that. So anyway, there we go. We're working on it. It's quitting time. Okay, I went down through here and added these locks wood in here to capture the screws that were all sticking down through there. This was mounted to here, which is causing this to stick up a couple inches down on that end. So I moved that up to there and dedicated that. I lengthened this bolt by a 1/2 inch, put a new bolt in there, and bring that out so it comes in there instead of capturing it, because whenever you carry it, it would pop out. And then this guy here, I captured that movement that way. It won't go up too much. I may end up putting another bolt on that side to capture that side as well, just to keep this locked in when we're carrying it. And then I also took that thing that was hanging down here in this conglomeration, all kinds of cool stuff. So I got rid of that, and I just basically bypassed the start button by just shunting it, putting a short across the end of it. And I'll have to test that out here in a little while and make sure it all works. And then start gate works. So, you know, that's pretty much what I got done. and cleaned it up, moved that Velcro over so it captures that cord a little bit. And other than that deal right there, I think I'm about done. Let me go ahead and get one more deal on that. Alright, son wanted a live edge bathroom vanity. Only problem is it warped all the pieces on us. We planed it down and it's still warped, and then we remodeled the bathroom. And he said, okay, enough of the live edge stuff. So let's go for a solid 3-inch thick countertop. So that's what he wanted, so that's half of it. And I've got to go about 20 inches, 20 and 1/8 or so, 19 and 1/4, I can't remember, it's written down. Anyway, we got another 6. So about $57 worth of 2x4s. And gluing them up. Put my old bar clamps to work on them. Pull them together. And there we go. Using Type Bond 3. Bathroom cabinet. Got me a couple straight lines on there to follow, and there we go.